Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation for when you don't. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition. Welcome to the show.
And welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to be with you. Glad you're there. I'm glad to be here, and we're all set to go. It's the end of the week. I just keep people sort of in touch where we are in time. The show does air 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 Eastern Daylight Savings Time. It's syndicated across the U.S., so you have to check your local listings as to when it airs in your market. And it initiates out of Tampa, Florida. It's pretty nice around here. Not too bad. Seems like it's cooling down a little bit. I don't know, Stephen. You do the temps and all that. We cooling down a little or no?
Yeah, they teased us with a few mid-80s days, but then jumped back up to the upper 80s, low 90s. And I think I just saw a report where the El Nino is ramping up, so we're going to be looking at warmer temperatures up north and lots of rain to the south and also on the west coast. So, yeah, a little different weather pattern coming up as the El Nino kicks in.
And how the weather affects us, boy, in in so many ways, and not much we can do about it, except for climate change. We need to straighten up a little bit here. I reported several weeks ago a study predicting that, and not only predicting, but commenting on and observing current weather patterns that weather seems to be more severe, just generally more severe. When it rains, it's thunderstorms, lightning, more severe. Everything seems to be amped up, and they attribute it to climate change. And it's amazing how this gets so politicized. And even science, the intervention of science on this issue has not been able to calm things down and get people just to talk about it. And I don't know. But the climate is changing. There's no question about that. As to why, science has its point of view. Politicians have theirs, I guess, and I don't know. And a bunch of different groups in between. It's a mess. We can't seem to have a civilized conversation about it. I do address it on the show from time to time, but not today, just to mention it. There's another topic that's rather, how can I say, provocative? I'll try to get to it if I can today, about physician-assisted dying. Is it compassion or is it a slippery slope? I'll see if I can get to it today. I have addressed this over the years, not in any great depth. I think maybe 2 or 3 times in 10 years I have addressed this topic. I came across something that was trending today about physician-assisted suicide and euthanasia. To say that it's controversial is an understatement, but we don't shy away from it. I should talk about it more. I just haven't thought about it too much to work it in. And I was reading this story, and thought, well, maybe I have a responsibility to do a little better job in reporting on it, as volatile as it and controversial as it may be. I'll see if I can get to it today. Dr. Cass Ingram will be along. Those of you who've been listening to my show for 10 years or so are probably remember Dr. Ingram. He used to be on when I first started, he was on the show all the time. And in the early days of Let's Talk Nutrition. Of course, he is affiliated with North American Herb and Spice. They make a number of different products. They have made their name with oil of oregano. And Dr. Ingram will tell you, he's probably one of the most informed experts on this topic. I don't know of anybody else that knows as much about oil of oregano as he does, and related compounds and products. In fact, you remember Stuart Tomp, when he used to be on my show in the early days, he worked for North American Herb and Spice. I'm anxious to speak with Dr. Ingram. I like Dr. Ingram. Dr. Ingram's a very thoughtful, provocative guy. He pulls no punches, this guy. He delivers it. He delivers. He's like the pizza man. He delivers. Whether you like the toppings on the pizza or not, he'll deliver it. So we'll see what's on Dr. Ingram's mind. Then I have a couple of stories I want to get to. Well, we've heard this saying about, what is it, Stephen? You're good at this stuff. What is it? Where is the pathway to a man's heart? Where is that? What part of the
stomach?
Thank you. Well, turns out that the stomach is also the way to a woman's heart. This is well, at least the researchers at Drexel University think so. And the jokes about that, but romance, they say, for men starts in the kitchen, not in the bedroom. Well, okay. And that's okay, I suppose. And these researchers at Drexel have some science to support that saying, but not in the way that we typically think of it. It's not the men, but it's the women who apparently, well, let me see if I can explain. And the journal that it appears in sort of gives it all away. The name of the journal is Appetite. So in this new study, researchers discovered that women's brains are wired such that they respond more, I say, to romantic cues on a full stomach than an empty one. So all this, Stephen, all this business about going to dinner, I guess, makes some sense.
Sure.
Hey, Josh, you like those one-word answers I get from that boy?
Brevity.
Economy of words. It's great. It's great. I love it. Sure. I have a friend of mine, Stephen. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you his name. He says he has the $400 rule. He said, every time I go out to dinner or a date, it's $400. I said, where the hell are you eating? That's $400. He says, it's always $400. He says, wow. I said, well, I don't know about you. I'm not doing that. He says, it's $400. I don't care what you try to do. I said, really? He said, honestly, it's $400. I said, all right. I don't know what you're doing, but you must be bringing it up pretty good, $400. The $400 rule. Well, I guess going to dinner is romantic after all, especially for women, according to this study. The first author on the study, Dr. Alice Ellie, she was working on her doctoral dissertation and trying to get her PhD, and now she achieved that, and she found, and here's what she said, we found that young women, both with and without a history of dieting, had greater brain activation in response to romantic pictures in reward-related neural regions after having eaten than when hungry. Close quote. So this is good. Dinner, romance, that always goes together, right?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice thing.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. I mean, just people in general, if we haven't eaten in a while, people tend to get cranky.
Don't they, though?
Yeah, like there's that new word, hangry. You're
hangry.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife goes through that. If she doesn't eat every so often, she'll get like headaches and just not feel well and everything.
Right.
So yeah,
who's going to be romantic under those circumstances?
Exactly. Yeah.
In this case, she said they were more responsive when fed. That's all I'll say. Close quote.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971. And we believe integrity should always be our #1 ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust.
Coenzyme Q10 is a powerful antioxidant nutrient. It protects against free radical damage, supports heart function, energy production, and immune response. Aging reduces our ability to absorb CoQ10 from our diet, so supplementing with a highly absorbable form of CoQ10 is the first step to ensuring optimal levels in the body. Secondly, typical CoQ10 supplements are in a ubiquinone or non-reduced form. For the body to use that type of CoQ10, it must first convert it to ubiquinol or the reduced form. QH Absorb is Gero Formula's highly absorbable and bioavailable CoQ10 supplement. Not only is QH Absorb more absorbable than traditional CoQ10 supplements, but as ubiquinol, it's already in a reduced bioavailable form. Your body can use QH Absorb without having to do any conversion work. Ask specifically for Gero Formula's QH Absorb at your favorite vitamin retailer. For more information on QH Absorb, go to Gero.com. That's JARROW for the best and highly absorbable bioavailable CoQ10 supplements.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Murray with a minute of important health news. One of my all-time favorite natural products is a special extract of licorice known as DGL. DGL is short for deglycyrrhizated licorice, but I tell my patients that it stands for darn good licorice. DGL is made by removing the compound in licorice that can raise blood pressure in some people. Double-blind clinical studies have shown DGL is quite useful in healing stomach and intestinal ulcers. In fact, in head-to-head studies, it has actually outperformed popular anti-ulcer drugs. But rather than inhibit the release of stomach acid, DGL stimulates the normal defense mechanisms that prevent ulcer formation and promote healing. Clinical studies have not only shown DGL to be extremely effective, but also that it is completely without side effects. Clearly, DGL is a better choice.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Nutrix Hawaii. More nutrition, better health, purely Hawaiian. Now Foods. Our products work. Garden of Life, empowering extraordinary health. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Flexin, the joint health experts. North American Urban Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show. Yes, that's right. It does stream. And whatever you may be doing. Okay. Now, lately, there's this trend when it comes to losing weight and when people are talking about the obesity epidemic, that cutting the carbs is the way to go. Restricting carbohydrate intake or consumption is the most useful thing to do. Needless to say, there's more than a few diets, weight loss diets, that are predicated on that principle. And there's along with that theme is this other trend where they say, okay, there are only 3 macronutrients, for heaven's sake: protein, carbohydrate, and fat. So if you're cutting out the carbs, you're left with 2 food, primary macronutrient categories in the foods contained therein: fat and protein. So they say eat more fat, the healthy fats, stay away from the trans fats, and protein. And this has been trending now for quite some time. Well, don't you know? The National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases shows up on the scene now, and they report on a recent study where restricting dietary fat led to body fat loss at a rate at 68% higher than cutting the same number of carbohydrate-based calories when the adults with obesity ate strictly controlled diets, they said. Now we're going to debate this. Carb restriction in this study lowered the production of the fat-regulating hormone insulin. We know that. And all those kinds of studies, there's more than one, and increased fat burning as expected in this study, and it's done this in other studies. Whereas fat restriction had no observed changes, they said, in insulin production or fat burning. The study was conducted at the National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases, as I mentioned. It's part of the National Institutes of Health. And the findings were published in Cell Metabolism, a pretty prestigious journal. Now, you caught that where I said the fat restriction had no observed changes in insulin production or fat burning. And you may have thought, wait a minute, he's contradicting himself. But hold on. Compared to the reduced fat diet, the reduced carb diet was particularly effective at lowering insulin secretion and increasing fat burning, resulting in significant body fat loss, so said Dr. Kevin Hall. Then the important conjunctive adverb. However, interestingly, study participants, he said, lost even more body fat during the fat-restricted diet, as it resulted in a greater imbalance between the fat eaten and fat burned. These findings, Dr. Hall said, counter the theory that body fat loss necessarily requires decreasing insulin, thereby increasing the release of stored fat from fat tissue and increasing the amount of fat burned by the body, close quote. I can tell you, mark my words, this study is going to really stoke up the conversation and the controversy surrounding the manipulation of macronutrients and how to lose weight in that so-called approach. So this is throwing a nutritional wrench, into the conversation now. It seemed everything was just quiet and cruising along and say, Reduce the carbs, eat more fat, healthy fat, eat more protein, and you'll lose weight. Well, we'll see. I'll track it. And finally, as I alluded to, there was something trending this morning that certainly caught my eye. The headline was, "A physician-assisted dying, compassion, or a slippery slope?" This argument is invoked frequently by bioethicists, and Dr. Lerner, who wrote a commentary along with another colleague published in the Journal of the American Medical Association on August 10th, said, "It connotes the notion that a particular course of action will lead inevitably to undesirable and unintended consequences," close quote. In other words, if we start going down this road, things are going to get out of hand. I can tell you that in 2002, the Netherlands became the first country in the world to legalize euthanasia and physician-assisted suicide. Not long after, Belgium also legalized it, and then came along Luxembourg in 2009. Remarkably, our neighbors to the north, Canada, joined the list when its Supreme Court struck down a ban on physician-assisted suicide. Switzerland does permit assisted suicide under some conditions or circumstances. Other countries, such as Finland and Germany, do not have specific laws banning it. Now, I can tell you the debate about this is robust and ongoing in this country and in other countries around the world, such as the United Kingdom, where proposed legislation would permit a physician to prescribe a lethal drug to a terminally ill patient, it's reported. So we're going to head into some messages. When we come back, I'll try to put a conclusion on this, and I'll have Dr. Ingram come on.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Over the past 60 years, I have prescribed and been introduced to countless health therapies from around the world. I formulated Medi-C Plus, a natural remedy with high amounts of vitamin C and lysine for maintaining strong bones, cartilage, teeth, and gums, and aiding in collagen formation. Now in my 90s, Medi-C Plus is my insurance for the maintenance of good health. Make Medi-C Plus a part of your daily health routine, too.
Available at health food stores and specialty pharmacies.
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering, you're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Nature's Dynamics, garden to gummy supplements made by Dad. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Renew Life, the digestive care company. NeoCell, the true science of collagen. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
And we're back, and it's Friday. I'm glad we made it to the end of the week. I'm glad you're here to make it with us. And I was just talking about this story that was trending, dealing with physician-assisted suicide or dying and euthanasia. I just want to point this out. In this paper, the issue pivots around whether it's a slippery slope or not. And here's what they're getting at. The authors of this commentary that appears in JAMA talk about that people that don't typically, some have vehemently, though, disagree with the idea of this of suicide, assisted suicide completely. But generally, people seem to be more comfortable with the idea that if a person is dying and they're in end stage and they're physically suffering, a lot of people, professionals and otherwise, have no problem with assisting that person to perhaps or otherwise accelerate the process. Where the controversy is starting now to focus on is when people report psychological suffering and just tired of living, and they want to be euthanized. This is now where the argument gets very intense, and that's where they consider the slippery slope. And they contend that just because you're tired of living or you may be suffering, and I put it in quotes, psychologically, that's not to say that psychological pain is not real, because it is. That may not be enough of a rationale for a physician or healthcare professional to assist in or accelerating the death of a person. One more point. There are 25 states in the District of Columbia now here in our country have considered legislation related to physician-assisted dying just this past year. I will try to focus on this a little bit more. I think it is a provocative issue. I sometimes gets people upset, but this is a health talk show after all, and I can't turn and shy away from these just because it makes people uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable as well for different reasons. When I was watching my mother die and suffering, I wanted them to give her more morphine. She was at end stage. There was no question about that. I had no problem with that. None. That's just me. Others would take issue with that and, probably criticize me for saying that and believing that. But that's, we're entitled, I respect people's opinions, and the audience expects me to have a point of view, and I'm expressing to you how I feel about this. I'll share more with you on this story as we go along and try to involve you in the conversation. Dr. Cass Ingram is my guest today, and I'm glad that he's back. As I mentioned earlier, Dr. Ingram was on my show many years ago, 10 years ago, when I first started producing and hosting Let's Talk Nutrition. I always enjoyed Dr. Ingram. He was always very kind and generous and gracious with his time and with me and with the show. He was very patient. Dr. Ingram is, legendary in the natural products industry. He's been at this for a very long time. In my opinion, I don't think there's anybody on the planet that knows more about oil of oregano than he does, but he knows many other things as well. And I have a lot of regard for Dr. Ingram. And again, I'm glad that he's back. If you're new to this whole idea of oil oregano, we'll try to lay some foundational ideas and principles today and some basic information to build a base of knowledge. Dr. Ingram, welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. It's great to see you again on the radio.
Oh, boy. We have so much to talk about, but I guess we'll focus on, a renew on some of these natural remedies and natural cures.
Sure.
But it's great to be back, really.
Yeah, good. Well, since you've been on last, when you were on, I was just local in Tampa, but now the show is in I don't know, 30 or more markets across the United States. So we're syndicated across the U.S. You have a bigger platform now, and we're delighted to be able to do that. There are a lot of people that know a lot about oil of oregano, but there are a lot of people who don't know a lot about oil of oregano, Dr. Ingram, as you well know. So if some of my questions seem a little basic and rudimentary, it's for that segment of the audience and to try to educate them. So if you could be a little patient with that, I know you are. You're a great teacher. At heart, you're a teacher. I consider you a teacher. And you always have an interesting take on things. First of all, North American Urban Spice, the company. When did you start that company? How long, in other words, how long have you been in business with that company?
That all started as a consequence of a severe illness about 1993 or so.
Mm-hmm.
Now, 93, because I had that sickness from the IV needle stick that knocked me out of the practice of medicine, just too sick, too degenerating. It was in the AIDS era. The guy had the fulminant kaposies, and he had fungus, the needle that I got, and he checked out. So at the minimum, I had a terrible fungal overload, maybe almost an AIDS-like syndrome. And so about 1993, 94, we stumbled upon this wild oregano thing. There wasn't any business idea. Nobody cared about selling something. And that led to the Oregamax, the Oregamax capsules.
I remember that.
That's the first wild oregano supplement that was ever produced. And back then I was eating it by the tablespoonful before it was even encapsulated. But about 1995, I was only about 50% better on the whole crude herb. The idea came settling around. And remember that little lady, Judy Gray, who I think you've interviewed a couple times. But anyway, she had traveled all over the Mediterranean, and she plucked some oil of oregano out of the villagers over there, and that was about 95. And so the oregano oil put the kibosh on the rest of the disease. This is very important. Physician, heal yourself. Patient, heal yourself. So then that started the company, really.
Uh-huh.
There was a demand. Bob Atkins, God bless him, gone now, he interviewed me. He put me in his newsletter. I was doing an infomercial because it cured me. And people got excited. And then they said, we want oregano oil.
So let me ask you, when you you were caring for this patient, and then you got a needle stick, then you got sick. You were sick, a couple of years?
Oh, gosh, about 5 years of misery.
So you stumbled on the oil, the Oregamax, but you stumbled onto this concept of oil of oregano. That was just fortuitous, accidental.
It was, sort of an act of the divine. And I tell you what happened was that oil, that's a germicide, and it's from a food. And that's what I needed, something I could take with impunity and blast this garbage out of my body, and that's what happened.
I see.
And that created a whole miracle for all of us.
Sure. North American Urban Spice, you should go to their website, NorthAmericanUrbanSpice.com. We're going to come back, talk with Dr. Ingram. There's much to talk about. There's a lot of territory here to cover, and one of my favorite products.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit TakeSolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
Hi, I'm Jordan Rubin, founder and CEO of Garden of Life. Oceans 3 was created with a simple premise in mind: develop a line of premium omega-3 fish oil formulations that met or exceeded the market leader in quality, and then go beyond omega-3 by providing amplified benefits and value to the consumer. Oceans 3 contains ultra-pure, high-potency fish oil, along with astaxanthin and fucoxanthin. Each of these ingredients, when taken individually, have superb benefits. When they are combined into the exciting compound omega-xanthin, they work synergistically to amplify their already amazing benefits. In addition to the synergy of omega-xanthin, Oceans 3 offers unrivaled purity and greater value than the leading omega-3 fish oils available today, making the Oceans 3 family of products the best choice for anyone looking to add a healthy dose of omega-3 fats and a giant dose of extraordinary health to their lives.
As a family-owned company since 1968, Now Foods has spent the last 46 years building a legacy in the natural health industry as a trusted leader. Now provides a comprehensive approach to wellness by offering more than 1,400 high-quality health foods, supplements, sports nutrition, and personal care products at an affordable price. Now believes that natural is better. They don't use artificial colors, flavors, or sweeteners, and they offer many vegetarian, organic, and gluten-free products. Their foods are all non-GMO. Since their beginning, Now has grown to become an award-winning leader in the natural health industry. But one thing has never changed: their commitment to providing the highest quality products at the best value to empower people to lead healthier lives. High quality doesn't have to mean high price. From essential oils to amino acids, multivitamins to natural sweeteners, Now has you covered. To find a store near you that carries Now products, or for more information, visit nowfoods.com. That's nowfoods.com.
Is your skin showing signs of aging? Do you want hair with more body and stronger nails? Add NeoCell's Super Collagen Plus C to your daily routine to help you regain your youthful, vibrant appearance. Collagen is the body's key structural protein, and it is critical to the elasticity and strength of connective tissues like skin, ligaments, and tendons. Recent clinical studies suggest that supplementing with collagen may reduce wrinkles and increase the firmness of your skin, improve the thickness of your hair, and strengthen your nails. Previously, medical studies also show a wide range of benefits from collagen supplements that may help with your joint pain, bone strength, and exercise recovery. NeoCell's Super Collagen Plus C provides 100% pure collagen that's hydrolyzed for maximum absorption. Results are felt and seen within weeks. Super Collagen Plus C promotes a healthy body by providing specialized nutritional support to help fight the effects of aging. NeoCell's Super Collagen Plus C products are available everywhere fine nutritional supplements are sold.
Feeling tired after your meal? Occasional gas, bloating, or indigestion at inopportune times? You may have an enzyme deficiency. Did you know that many common digestive discomforts can be caused by poor digestion? When food isn't completely digested, it begins to ferment in the digestive tract, which may cause uncomfortable symptoms. Digest Gold, America's #1 selling enzyme product, offers unparalleled support for your digestive needs. It contains exclusive blends of enzymes optimized to be 3 times stronger and work more than 6 times faster than other leading digestive supplements. With just 1 capsule per meal, Digest Gold offers support to break down carbohydrates, fats, fiber, and protein. Enzymatica products are all natural, vegetarian, contain absolutely no fillers, and are vegan and kosher when possible. You'll find Digest Gold and other Enzymatica products at fine health food stores near you. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Canavest, from seed to shelf. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Dr. Cass Ingram is my guest. Dr. Ingram's a nutritional physician, if you will. He's authored a number of books, maybe 25 or more, somewhere around in there, 25 books on health and nutrition and related matters. And he's, long-standing in the natural products industry, almost iconic and legendary in the industry. He's made great contribution. He's never been shy about expressing his point of view, and I like that. He has a new book. His latest book is on Lyme disease, called Lyme Disease Cure, where he takes a point of view, and the point of view is taking a natural approach to trying and attempting to reverse the disease. Now, I became familiar with oil of oregano 10 years ago when Dr. Ingram came on my show. He's one of the first guests ever to appear on Let's Talk Nutrition, and he educated me a lot, as well as the listener at the time, about oil of oregano, and it's been in my home ever since. If for nothing else, I just love the aroma, but it's far more important than that. Dr. Ingram, welcome back. So it's interesting how things work out in life, right? So you get sick, you're taking care of a patient back in 93, 94, you get a needle stick, the guy was pretty sick, you got infected with whatever was going on with him. You got infected, you were sick for quite a while, then you stumbled upon oil of oregano and started to self-treat. Of course, you're a physician. You treated yourself with it, and you were able to recover.
That's it. And this was a novel finding, even though it was in medieval lore. The ancient Greeks used it, the Romans, the Babylonians, and even 50,000 years ago, this is what they claim the age of the princess was. They unearthed her in Iraq, and they found a sachet of wild oregano around the princess's neck,
Wow.
in the mummified.
Sure.
Now, my point is, many people don't know, just as you suggested, what in the world are you talking about, oregano or oregano oil? Wild oregano is a pungent spice, just like mustard, and thyme is also pungent. The oils extracted from mustard, thyme, or oregano, or cinnamon, or whatever it is, from these pungent spices, are germicides, okay? Everybody knows that clove oil can be put on the dental structures to ease pain, but it's also an antiseptic. Similarly, when you take 1,000 pounds of wild oregano and you distill out that oil, it's a very aggressive substance, and it's a potent antiseptic germicide. That means it kills a wide range of germs. Now, if you had an IV needle stick, or if you got sick from a blood transfusion, or if you contracted a drug-resistant germ, or you picked up something in the hospital and nobody can treat or cure you, you could be now cured because you're not taking an antibiotic that only kills one or two species or what have you. You're taking a germicide.
I see. So what's intriguing, Dr. Ingram, in this particular frame of narrative that you're sharing, when you mentioned that in these different cultures over the centuries, these cultures were not necessarily isolated from one another, but they all sort of found it. They figured out that oil of oregano would help as a germicide, and they figured it out. I always find that intriguing, don't you?
Yeah, I do. And now the ancient Greeks did not distill it so much as they stuffed the amphora full of the oregano and let the olive oil extract it. You see? Whereas when you get into the medieval times, distillation would because of the Hindu, Islamic, empire, they had perfected distillation, and so the distillation then went to Europe, and they started to extract in the medieval times through stills oils from rose, oregano, thyme, wormwood, whatever they found. Now, in the medieval times, they stated that oil of oregano, they called it, is a categorical cure for earaches. That it's excellent for colds and flu, that it destroys congestion and bronchial conditions, and that it stops diarrhea. But somehow between the times of the medieval people and today, it got lost. Who knew 10 or 20 years ago that oil of oregano is your best treatment for diarrhea or for flu, cold, congestion, sinusitis, bronchitis, or earache, like the ancients knew?
And they used it. They used it medicinally. Did they? Of course, in the Mediterranean, oregano is part of the Mediterranean way of eating. Clearly, no question. But oil of oregano is not the kind of oregano that you would use for cooking. Or the extract, the oil, is. How is it different?
Yeah.
How is it different?
Okay. The ancients used oregano more for disease than they did for food.
Is that right? Wow.
That's right. The Romans and the Babylonians, as well as the Greeks, applied it as a drug, and you'll find when they unearthed old Roman pharmacies that sage, oregano, and rosemary, which we use culinary, were more drugs.
That's
now,
interesting.
It is. It's fascinating. We disregarded the spices. It became cheap, but they also became adulterated. That's why how are you going to take commercial spice? If commercial spice that they use in pizza and spaghetti was a cure-all, why would we even be talking now? Mm-hmm. Everybody would be cured. So now, as you know from the Daily Telegraph in England and also our work in the Cures in the Cupboard, it has been determined, also the Miracle of Wild Oregano stresses this, that when you buy commercial spice, it's cut sometimes 90% with weeds.
And they do that. They do that to make money, right?
They do it to satisfy the spice traders, which want it cheap, and then they sell it cheap to the pizza houses and to us.
Oh.
So yes, and so they cut it with myrtle, sumac, and other leaves from trees and things.
I see.
The other problem is that Mexico produces Lipia species, which smells like oregano, but it's sagebrush, and that accounts for 50% of all the shaker spice. It's called Lipia gravolens, or Mexican sage, and it's not something that you would want to distill and use as a drug.
I see.
Use therapeutically. So we want, really, in our oil of oregano or our oregano supplements, we want high mountain wild oregano, the kind that the medieval people used and the ancients used, and that's Greek, Turkish, Lebanese, whatever, wild oregano.
The region of the Mediterranean, generally speaking, right?
It's the Fertile Crescent, where the high mountains, up to 12,000 feet above sea level, where the oregano grows.
Okay, we're gonna head into some messages, but when we come back, Dr. Ingram, it turns out that Dr. Ingram is very persistent. You will come to know, and he wanted nothing but the best raw material for any supplement that he was going to make. When we come back, I'm going to have him share with you exactly where he gets the raw material for his products.
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering, you're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation for when you don't. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for tuning in, and we're into the second portion of Let's Talk Nutrition for today. My guest is Dr. Cass Ingram. Dr. Ingram is back on Let's Talk Nutrition. He was one of my first guests on the show 10 years ago and was on quite frequently and always talking about oil of oregano. And of course, the company is North American Herb and Spice. Great company. You should visit their website. We're going to continue our conversation with Dr. Ingram about oil of oregano. I know many of you know a lot about oil of oregano. Some may not so much, and that's okay. And we'll take our time and work through it. Now, when you hear me say oil of oregano, that phrase, some say, oh, oregano. Yeah, I have oregano. I buy oregano all the time at my grocery store. We're talking about something different here. Yes, it's derived from oregano as you know it, but it's not wild Mediterranean oregano and the extracted form, as Dr. Ingram has been talking about. It's a different altogether, and he'll explain why and how or in what ways and in terms of what it means for you. Now, certainly as a spice for cooking, it's wonderful, but you heard Dr. Ingram say that the ancients didn't necessarily use it for cooking. It was used for its medicinal properties. And Dr. Ingram alluded to a couple of books that he has written over the years. He's written authored 25 books. The Cure is in the Cupboard has been around a long time. It's worth a read. You should you can pick that up. It's not hard to find. And in the book, he talks about how oil of oregano literally saved his life after he came in contact with a blood-borne fungus from an IV needle. And he's absolutely convinced that the oil of oregano saved them, and that the oil of oregano is one of nature's most powerful and versatile antiseptics. You'll hear him talk about that. He said it's a germicide. And when you listen to that commercial for North American Herb and Spice, and I think they say, I don't know if you've listened to it, Stephen, did I say the oil of oregano you can use every day? You don't recall? I've read that. I either read that or that's in the commercial. I'll ask him about that. Now, it's been used as a preservative. It's certainly a microbe killer, no question. I went to PubMed and all I typed in was oil of oregano and got hundreds and hundreds of hits. So there's science to support the assertions made about the medicinal properties of oil of oregano. In the book, The Cure is in the Cupboard, Dr. Ingram cites or lists about 170 different conditions for which oil of oregano could be used. Everything from athlete's foot to some protozoa living in your body. He heard him allude to diarrhea, some sort of gastrointestinal issues, diarrhea, gas, and so on, then colds and flu. I mean, there's any number of bee stings, toenail fungus. You can take it internally. You can, of course, eat, if you will, the oil of oregano. You can also apply it topically. We'll get him to talk about that a little bit too. So oil of oregano has been around hundreds and hundreds of years in different cultures across the globe. There you go on PubMed, type in oil of oregano, you'll find science to support what this particular the compounds in the extract in the oil can do, and some refer to it as nature's antibiotic. So it has a wide range of applications. Of course, when you're talking about these things, you have to be careful what kinds of claims, health claims, or just claims you make about any product. You can't, the FDA and the FTC prohibit certain comments. So you just have to be careful how you frame things. Dr. Ingram, welcome back. And so this is a wonderful narrative. There's much to tell in this story. I alluded to, I know that you're a perfectionist and you're very particular and you like to do things the right way. And you got it in your head at some point, as I understand it, that you wanted the best raw material that you could get to make the product. Is that true?
Yes. I mean, we tested commercial spice versus the raw material that came from the Mediterranean mountains, and it just didn't work. It was also determined that, it's irradiated. You see, this irradiation destroys the medicinal properties of these spices, and that's the commercial type. So how do we get non-irradiated wild oregano, both that's potent enough you'd want to put it in a capsule or make an extract from it, distill it? And that took me personally to about 8 trips to the Mediterranean.
What part of the Mediterranean?
The mountains of Greece, Turkey, Syria. And you'll find if you go up high enough, the trees quit, and above the tree line, there's a wild oregano growing, and sage, and rosemary, and fennel, and some other things. But primarily, you see, if you go to the trees, you won't find it. If you go underneath the trees at 2,000 to 3,000 sea level, you won't find it. When you get to 5,000 feet to 12,000, there it is. Isn't that interesting?
Is that nature's? What is it about that? Why does it select that environment? I wonder.
It hates shade.
It wants the sun.
It wants full sun, and it doesn't want dirt. You see, the trees create humic acid. 2 or 3 inches of dirt. Oregano doesn't like that. It wants rock. It needs the high mineral energy of the calcium, phosphorus, zinc, silicon, and so on to produce the essential oil.
That's great.
That's the ATP. That's the phosphorus. It needs the phosphorus from the calcium rock.
So you said you took 8 trips to the Mediterranean, to the mountains of Turkey. You said Turkey, Syria. What was another? Greece?
Greece, all 3.
So you're up in the mountains, and you were sort of trying to figure this all out, right?
And Lebanon. Yeah, I mean, I was, and I met with the professors that were experienced in essential oils, some of them who camped on the mountaintops to do their research. It was a fascinating time. And that led to the Cures in the Cupboard and the Miracle of Wild Oregano and more. But the bottom line is, what I discovered is that there are only about 4 or 5 species of wild oregano that are worth dealing with, and those have a specific profile. So, fortunately, North American Herb and Spice stepped in. They built the factory there. They made arrangements with the villagers. They get these medicinal species down. They measure the gas chromatography. They've got the right profile, and they make a blend. That ended up being called P73.
Right. Oil of oregano, P73.
And of course, the vitamin discount retail, whatever, that whole chain down there in Tampa and around, they've been big on this for, 20 years almost. And rightfully so. They know the quality. They know that people come back with the results. But anyway, that's another thing. But what I discovered is that there are 80 species of oregano and marjoram, and most of them aren't medicinals. And then what happened as a consequence, as this became popular and people, oregano oil, it cured me of my sinus. Well, I know that's a bad word, but they would say it eradicated my sinus, my bronchial. I'm using it for congestion. It wiped it out, the rhinitis, the hay fever, the mold, the candida, whatever. And the diarrhea, the upset.
Sure, a lot of people have their anecdotal stories to report, but there is also science, Dr. Ingram. I was online this morning and I was looking at these different studies, and there's science to support the medicinal the medicinal, how can I put it, benefits associated with the compound. I mean, that's not. I know we have to be careful. We can't say that it cures it. And you know the FDA line, so we have to be careful. But we'll be back.
Exclusively from Natural Factors.
I'm Dr. Michael Murray. I'm very excited to have the opportunity to talk with you about PGX, a truly revolutionary natural product that works perfectly to help get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult. PGX is a clinically proven way to help people to achieve their ideal body weight that is safe and natural. PGX leads to a dramatic reduction in the glycemic index of any food or meal. It also ultimately causes the release of compounds that achieve two important goals in weight loss. One, telling your brain that you're satisfied so you eat less, and two, improving the action of the hormone insulin. If you've ever tried to lose weight and failed, it's not your fault. You just need the tremendous support that PGX can provide. For more information on making your weight loss dream a near effortless reality, please go to pgx.com.
Feeling tired after your meal? Occasional gas, bloating, or indigestion at inopportune times? You may have an enzyme deficiency. Did you know that many common digestive discomforts can be caused by poor digestion? When food isn't completely digested, it begins to ferment in the digestive tract, which may cause uncomfortable symptoms. Digest Gold, America's #1 selling enzyme product, offers unparalleled support for your digestive needs. It contains exclusive blends of enzymes optimized to be 3 times stronger and work more than 6 times faster than other leading digestive supplements. With just 1 capsule per meal, Digest Gold offers support to break down carbohydrates, fats, fiber, and protein. Enzymedica products are all natural, vegetarian, contain absolutely no fillers, and are vegan and kosher when possible. You'll find Digest Gold and other Enzymedica products at fine health food stores near you. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Are you waking up each day to the life you have to live or to the life you want to live? Better health shouldn't be left to chance. Smart choices to living longer and stronger include making Kyolic aged garlic extract a part of your daily routine. For years, medical researchers have recommended adding Kyolic to the diet as a powerful tool to enhancing overall heart and immune health. Recent clinical studies at UCLA Medical Center using Kyolic suggest that garlic may slow plaque formation in the arteries and support healthy cholesterol and homocysteine levels. Previous research also shows Kyolic may enhance your immune system defenses. Kyolic is organic, odorless, and the only antioxidant garlic supplement available worldwide. Maintaining a healthier you could extend your life. Your wellness begins with Kyolic aged garlic extract, available everywhere fine nutritional supplements are sold. Visit kyolic.com, that's KYOLIC.com, or call 1-800-421-2998 for a free sample today.
Is your fish oil wildly pure? New Chapter is proud to offer a whole food approach to fish oil, Whole Mega. Naturally pure 100% wild-caught salmon comes from the pristine waters of Alaska. Like extra virgin olive oil, the fresh-caught salmon for Whole Mega is pressed immediately after harvest. And that's all that's needed to deliver wild Alaskan salmon's whole complement of vital omega fatty acids. These omegas support your heart health. 1 serving of Whole Mega per day, 2 grams, has been clinically shown to help retain healthy triglyceride levels and to improve the omega-3 index, a studied marker of heart health. And did you know experts recommend consuming 2 to 3 servings of fish per week? So 1 week of Whole Mega delivers the omegas of 3 servings of wild Alaskan salmon. Discover the New Chapter difference, wildly pure Whole Mega. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Available at your local fine health food store.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Nutrix Hawaii. More nutrition, better health, purely Hawaiian. Now Foods. Our products work. Garden of Life, empowering extraordinary health. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Flexin, the joint health experts. North American Urban Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back and welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. My guest is Dr. Cass Ingram. We've been talking about oil of oregano. It's just I love these kinds of narratives because the narrative is ancient. Oregano was used in these ancient cultures across the world, especially in the Mediterranean. And it's intriguing to me how these different cultures learned about these different plants and the power of plants and the power of these oils and figured it out. And I went online. I went, as I mentioned, to PubMed, and I typed in oil of oregano. I got 444 hits. So there's even science associated with oil of oregano. Dr. Ingram, welcome back.
Sure.
So we could march through any number of, talk about the immune system and this and that, but the basic product that you have at North American Urban Spice is oil of oregano. You still call it P73, or is it called something different now?
Yeah, P73 wild oil of oregano edible. I think even the new labels will probably say edible, daily use. I'll tell you about that in a moment. Then the whole crude herb I love. That's the Oregamax, which is the crushed wild oregano, Rus coriaria, and then garlic and onion, which is an ancient village formula. Now, then the essence, the juice of oregano. If I had to say to somebody, you want to get into wild oregano and you want to potentize your health and boost your immunity and stay real strong, stay resistant, I'd say you might want to look at all three. Especially the juice or essence for anybody over 40 as a sort of tonic or strength builder. But in any case, we're talking about edible oil of wild oregano. We're talking about you should use it daily. We're talking about the fact that I can use myself as an example. I just published the book, The Lyme Disease Cure. The cure in the cupboard was after the IV needle stick. The Lyme disease cure was after I got Lyme. You know me. I've been busy in the wilderness.
Sure.
And I was picking some things that seemingly nobody else wanted to pick because they're going to make an extract. And this extract is from wild berries. But I got bit by a deer tick. I didn't know it. I mean, that last day I didn't pull my socks over my pant legs, and I didn't take my normal precautions. It didn't see any ticks, but how could you see a deer tick? They're tiny, right? The size of the tip of a pinhead.
Sure.
But about 10 days after being in those woods, I thought I was going to die. And I turned around. I couldn't figure out why my back was burning so bad, and there was the bullseye rash.
Mm-hmm.
So it was in my brain. It was in my spinal cord. My head felt like I was going to explode. I kept rubbing my fists on my head. I have pain and agony, and I was too late for the antibiotics. So, I thought I'd roll the dice. I'm gonna pound the wild oregano oil. I'm gonna pound all these things. The capsules, Oregamax, the juice, also this Oregaresp, which is a combination of oregano. I'm not trying to pitch a brand name or anything. I'm just going to tell you what I did. It's a combination of oregano, cumin, cinnamon, and sage. The oils are desiccated into a dust, and they're encapsulated. It's very, very powerful. And I eradicated it. I tell you the story in my book, but it was a very difficult disease to get rid of. But here's my point. I measured my liver enzymes after taking monstrous amounts. There were times when I would take a half a bottle to a whole bottle of this P73 oil, dump it in a glass of water, and drink it all at once. I'm talking 800 drops.
Oh, my land.
This recommendation is 2 drops a day.
I know.
I'm desperate. I can learn and teach now, right? So I measured my liver enzymes, and they were the most perfectly normal liver enzymes you can imagine. And my kidney function was perfect from the oregano.
From the oregano.
In massive doses.
So, being that it is a germicide or it kills bacteria, it doesn't discriminate. So, doesn't it also, in terms of the microbiome, doesn't it also go after the good bacteria as well?
Yeah, to a degree. Now, there's a tolerance that the probiotics seem to have because it's nature. It's one of the God things to spices. We eat spices, right? And so, but if you overload them, you can knock them down to the point where you could sterilize the gut, which has been done with garlic. There are photomicrographs of the intestinal gut where if you eat 5 cloves of garlic twice a day, the gut is rendered sterile.
Really?
So yes, you have to be conscious of that. And so in the Cures in the Cupboard, for instance, the Miracle Wild Oregano, I tell you, take probiotic. If you're going to take those big doses, I didn't worry about it too much. I had to kill the miserable thing. It was killing me, you know?
Sure.
But yeah, I
understand.
My yogurt and my probiotics. I like this Ecologic 500. There are many good brands. But anyway, yes, it's a system that you want to use.
So what is the when we come back talking about the daily consumption of it, if you could talk about why that becomes a preventative course of action, we can talk about that. 877-897-8255. The story of oregano is a rich narrative, and Dr. Ingram will be on. He's going to finish the show today, but he'll be back on. So we're going to continue the narrative. There's much to tell. You can't do it all in one show. We're not going to try. We'll take our time. But you can speak with Dr. Ingram. He's very approachable. He loves talking to people, as you can tell, and very engaged and engaging in what we're trying to do here, and that is give people choices and educate them about health, wellness, and well-being, and how they can take charge of their health. Oil oregano becomes an interesting strategy in that mission. 877-897-8255.
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
Over the past 60 years, I have prescribed and been introduced to countless health therapies from around the world. I formulated Medi-C Plus, a natural remedy with high amounts of vitamin C and lysine for maintaining strong bones, cartilage, teeth, and gums, and aiding in collagen formation. Now in my 90s, Medi-C Plus is my insurance for the maintenance of good health. Make Medi-C Plus a part of your daily health routine too.
Available at health food stores and specialty pharmacies.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit TakeSolace.com. Solace for healthy sleep naturally.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Nature's Dynamics, garden to gummy supplements made by Dad. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Renew Life, the digestive care company. NeoCell, the true science of collagen. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
And we're back. My guest is Dr. Cass Ingram. As you can tell, Dr. Ingram communicates his passion and enthusiasm for what he does, and it comes through. And he's been doing this a long time, and all the time that I've known him, his enthusiasm and passion has not waned one bit. Now, I know we're talking about oil of oregano. You should know, if you go to NorthAmericanHerbAndSpice.com, and you get there, click on the link that says Our Products. And at the bottom of the page, you'll see number 1, number 2, different pages. And you start to click, and the products are listed in alphabetical order. There are any number of products. I mean, I could spend till the end of this year trying to go through the catalog and constellation of products from North American Herb and Spice. So there are many. As he comes back onto the show, we'll feature and focus on different products. Just as a sidebar, Dr. Ingram, I was going through in my kitchen in one of the cabinets. I was moving at the time, and I came across a product that I had from North American Herb and Spice called Cinnamol.
Yeah.
All right. And I remember years ago when you were on the show, and you told the story about the cinnamon, the people that worked in the cinnamon factories. And when the Spanish flu, whatever,
yes.
And the people that were, can you tell that story?
In Louisiana, there was a cinnamon, because that's port area. There was a cinnamon pulverizing factory in 1918, and so they went back when this seemingly vaccine-induced pandemic that the soldiers got, and it brewed in them, and it spread from them to others and so forth. When it started knocking people off like flies, they noticed that one factory, right, nobody died, right, and none of the family members died, right, and they figured out that the dust or the aromatic essence from the cinnamon dust protected the workers, and the dust on their clothes fumigated the houses of their relatives, and they didn't die. Fascinating. So we have in our war chest against infectious disease a wide range of spices, whether mustard plaster is being used at the turn of the century, or in ancient times cinnamon, or cinnamon and clove. And there's an entry in American galleons or American ships in the 1700s where they talk about how they ground up cinnamons and clove and emulsified those into the food so that the food wouldn't spoil for 90 days on the ship.
So it was a preservative.
Yeah, but see, what they didn't know is that it was an antiseptic.
It was killing the germs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is it about cinnamon? What is it about cinnamon that is? I mean, I was taking, I had the bottle, and I opened it up, and I took the dropper, and I put some drops under my tongue, and I just loved the taste of cinnamon. And it made my mouth feel more refreshed. And I said, God, this is great. This is better than mouthwash. This is wonderful.
Yeah, it is. Well, cinnamon has phenolic compounds in it, so it's an antiseptic. But our studies at Georgetown University determined that it was down the list about 8. Top was oregano oil, then sage oil, then cumin and bay leaf oil, and then cinnamon down. But the benefit of cinnamon is that not only do you get the antiseptic effect, you get it in the mouth, a really good one on the gums. It tightens up the gums. It strengthens the tissues. It's anti-pain in that area. It's very pleasant. But you get the anti-hyperglycemic effect, so that you can actually get a 20% reduction or balancing on blood sugar.
Huh.
And that helps reduce cholesterol and triglyceride. So it's quite fast. And each oil is different.
Now, I should tell the listener and the viewer of the show, when you go, and I encourage you to do this because we can't cover it all, go to North American Herb and Spice, no spaces, NorthAmericanHerbandSpice.com, and click on our products, that link, and just go through casually. You'll see at the bottom of the page there are 8 page links, and you'll see that the products are listed in alphabetical order. You come across all sorts of products like cilantro, rose petals. It goes on and on. I'm clicking on page 4 as we speak, and you come across so many different products. Here, Health Back is a product. The Heavenly Hyssop, you have that. You have Hardy Hibiscus, all sorts of different products for people to consume. And, of course, Inflamease, I've used that product over the years. All North American Herb and Spice products are sold in fine health food stores throughout the United States. So today we're focusing on oil of oregano. I'm just trying to – he even has children's remedies or products available, too, that are listed on the website, NorthAmericanHerbandSpice.com. But we're talking about oil of oregano today. It's a conversation that we could go on forever. And why would somebody want to take it every day as a preventative measure? And what would the protocol be? Should they take probiotics if they do that?
Why would you want to get sick? Here you have a broad-spectrum germicide, a natural immune potentiator. You know, that study done in Poland, in Herba Polonica, where they took 35 different herbs, your echinacea, your golden seal, your whatever, and the only one dramatically increased the production of beta interferon from the white blood cells only was oregano. Why you want to take it every day is so you could be like me. Now, I got the Lyme because of some issues in being in the scrub and so forth, but I don't get colds or flu or bronchitis, sinusitis, allergic reactions, you just get to stay healthy. The other thing, if you're taking modest amounts, you're taking 2 or 3 drops of oil, you're taking a couple of these Oregamax capsules, what have you, you don't need to worry about the probiotics. You can take probiotics in any case, but it's only when you're taking these big doses.
Like when you did, yeah. Sure. Yeah. So,
but now keep in mind that oregano oil not only kills pathogens, but it potentiates the immunity in a dramatic way. Mm-hmm. So people who say that, if you take it every day you get adjusted, forget it. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't go without it.
Okay.
I feel better with it.
You feel better with it. Okay. And it can be used topically too, right?
Oh, that's a very important issue.
When we come back, we can talk about that, how you can use it topically. When I use the product, when I'm, ingesting it, I put it under my tongue and let it sit there for a while and then swallow it, have some water, and it's easy. And there was a time when I was taking it every day. I moved away from that. Now that Dr. Ingram's on, he reminds me of the merits of doing that. So I get influenced as well in producing and hosting the show. So I'm just saying. And this oil, the only oil of oregano that I've ever used was always North American Herb and Spice. And it smells fabulous. And they even have a spray. And I used to spray it around the house, and I have that wonderful smell. I like it. I love it. Be right back with the LTN Health Question of the Day.
Aloha, I'm with pro triathlete Tim Marr. Tim, why is BioAstin an important part of your training?
BioAstin is the strongest natural antioxidant fighting inflammation associated with hard training. It helps me get up day to day and put in the hard work without feeling sore and fatigued. I bounce back quicker and stronger. It also helps fight the elements from sun exposure, which is unavoidable when training for a triathlon.
Thanks, Tim. Make BioAstin a part of your active and healthy lifestyle today. Aloha, Tim Marr. As a professional triathlete, training is important. How does BioAstin help?
In triathlons, the last leg is always the run, which creates extra stress in the body because of all the tired pounding on pavement. BioAstin's main ingredient is astaxanthin, which fights free radical damage in the body while fighting oxidation. With high volume and long hours of training, recovery is such an important aspect, and BioAstin helps me achieve a top-level performance.
Thanks, Tim. Make BioAstin a part of your active and healthy lifestyle today.
At Nordic Naturals, we know that a commitment to deliver the world's safest, most effective omega oils requires an exceptional process. That's why we manage every step of production, from boat to bottle. That includes sustainably sourcing wild-caught fish from well-managed fisheries. It means using state-of-the-art equipment and technology at our manufacturing plant in Arctic Norway. Nordic Naturals bottles and encapsulates our omega-3s at our own facility and carefully ships products from our eco-friendly headquarters in California. The result? Nordic Naturals products have received more than 40 awards for taste, innovation, and product excellence. You can trust the quality of Nordic Naturals products and know you're getting all the health benefits omega-3 fish oils offer. Nordic Naturals' high-quality, great-tasting omega-3s make staying healthy easier for you and your family. When choosing an omega-3 fish oil product, choose the #1 fish oil in the U.S. Choose Nordic Naturals. Available at natural product retailers or online at nordicnaturals.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Michael Garko. Did you know that over 20 million people in the United States suffer from some form of joint pain? If you have joint or muscle pain, Flexin can help. Good joints are an essential part of everyday life, and the lack of healthy joints can prevent you from enjoying daily activities and rob you of a better quality of life. Flexin is specially formulated with CM8 to provide the pain relief and support your joints need. Flexin CM8 is designed to lubricate your joints and muscles while reducing inflammation and supporting stronger cartilage. Flexin isn't just another glucosamine supplement, it's much more. Its extraordinary formula is composed of powerful ingredients and a special blend of enzymes that make digestion and absorption fast and easy, with results in as little as 1 week. So if you want to enjoy everyday activities again and improve your quality of life, look no further than Flexin. For more information, call 1-800-NPAIN. That's 1-800-NPAIN, or visit your local fine health food store and pick up a bottle of Flexin today.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Canavest, from seed to shelf. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. NZ Medica, the enzyme experts. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
And every day around this time, we have the LTN health question of the day. Today's no exception. Been talking with Dr. Cass Ingram about oil of oregano. Just a wonderful story to tell. There's a lot more to the story, too. And the question for today gets at something that Dr. Ingram was talking about a little earlier. As it turns out, and he gave the answer, really, as it turns out, oil of oregano has been used by cultures for its medicinal values for thousands of years. And Dr. Ingram alluded to the Greeks and the Romans and others. But the word oregano is derived from a Grecian word, a Grecian term. And the question is, what does that term mean? This Grecian term. Does it mean A, joy of the mountains, B, joy of the forests, or C, joy of the streams? What does oregano, which is derived from a Grecian word, mean? Joy of the mountains, joy of the forests, or joy of the streams? And Dr. Ingram gave the answer to it a little earlier when he was talking about where the oregano grows and why it likes to grow there. 877-897-8255, 877-897-TALK. When you read Dr. Ingram's books, he will educate you about how ancient Grecian physicians would prescribe the oregano for conditions ranging from trauma to wounds to headaches, asthma, venomous bites, whatever. And then he mentioned during the Middle Ages, the Islamics used oregano and oregano oil as a germ killer. So this has this remarkable history. It's a rich history. I love it. Dr. Ingram, welcome back.
Yeah. You make up headaches, and headaches really actually respond very, very well to the oil under the tongue. Migraine, and that should always be used for that, as well as sinus headaches. I should mention that I know there's no cure from nature and all that, from the government point of view, and I understand all that, but this is ethnobotanical use we're speaking about.
Ethnobotanical. I've seen that expression used. What exactly? Explain what that means.
The ethnic societies, the villagers, the tribes, specifically using an herb for a disease or a disease condition, and so with wild oregano oil, I mean, it would be great if we do some human trials. I've conducted a couple of human trials. I'll tell you about in a minute, but historically, wild oregano or wild oregano oil. Headaches, migraines, sinus conditions, bronchitis, pneumonia, colds, flu, earaches, and liver disorders, as well as diarrhea, gas, intestinal parasites, these types of conditions. Now I've done a couple of small human trials. One, in terms of the gut, was H. pylori with Dr. Hirschenberg down there in...
Okay, talk about that, because I people talk to me about H. pylori all the time. Go ahead.
Well, I recommended the oil of oregano and this multiple spice material made by North American, which is called Oregaresp. Now, I'm not making a medical claim for them. This is strictly from me as a publisher. So Hirschenberg took the oil and the Oregaresp as capsules, gave it to a group of H. pylori people, then measured the breath urea 2 weeks later. The urea that the H. pylori produces, you can measure it.
I see.
As it comes out the mouth.
I see.
And there was no urea in 2 weeks, and the symptoms were gone.
Wow.
It burned it out. So the protocol is, from my point of view, is the oil, either sublingually or as gel caps, and this multiple spice material.
Oregaresp. Now, okay, so how much of each should a person...
All they gave was 2 capsules of each twice a day, as sort of a minimal dose. And you could do it 2-3 times a day. You could do 3 times a day, depending on the circumstances. Keep in mind that we should one day talk about the infection connection. How many of these diseases that are being mistreated and misdiagnosed and misrepresented are really infectious? How many years did they treat ulcer with milk and a bland diet when they should have been given a spicy diet? The opposite, because the spices at least not only stimulate digestive secretions, but they're germicized because ulcer is due to H. pylori. It's an infectious disease. Who would ever think? And how many thousands of decades have we been treating, sinusitis as a surgical disease or a bacterial disease, and now we know it's fungal. Sinus conditions. Say you take 200 people, like Mayo did, 220 cases. 200 of the 220 had fungal infection in the bone and in the mucous membranes of the sinuses.
It's interesting.
Bronchitis, according to postgraduate medicine, is fungal. Asthma, candida, and fungal. And yet we're treating it with bronchodilators when we should be helping destroy the fungus.
Interesting. Let's go to Tampa, Florida. Chris, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, Chris.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. So the term oregano, it's a Grecian term. What does it mean? Does it mean joy of the mountains, joy of the forests, or joy of the streams?
Well, I mean, he says it grows on the mountains, so I'm just being analytical. I didn't hear him say. I'm just saying joy of the mountains.
Absolutely. And congratulations, Chris. You won a $25 supplement gift card. How about that? Good.
That's good. Can I ask him one question?
Real
when
quick.
He says sinus infection, what do you do? Spray the stuff up your nose?
You take the oil and you put it under the tongue, and you put it on a Q-tip and slide it up towards the medial aspect of the nose, not the sensitive outer edge, the inner nasal septum. You also can get at the health store this sinus spray called Sinu Orega is what I use. And it's a saline oregano sage. It's very effective, and you just lay on your back and snort that stuff up.
Go on to NorthAmericanHerbandSpice.com, Chris, and all these different products are listed alphabetically. You'll find them there. Dr. Ingram's going to be back on, so we'll talk some more about these other products that are oil of oregano based. But thank you for your question, and thank you for calling in today, Chris. We always appreciate that. And Dr. Ingram, thank you again. It's good to see you on the radio again. Take oil of oregano, North American Herb and Spice, because your health is your wealth.